Hey, what's up guys, Vasil here from a very cool Jeep, and today I'm doing my honest review about HMC Offroad, which is located here in Mesa, Arizona. I took my Jeep to them to do some mechanic job. They did my roof rack, Rhino Rack. They put my Bush company tent on, of course. The first time they put very short bolts on my roof rack, which like the bolts were screwed all the way in. They were tight, but the bolts were short, so I had to go back and tell them, hey, this is a really big concern. I don't like it. Please change the bolts. Put 82 millimeter bolts are like they're good for the roof rack, the Rhino Rack. If you go to the Bush company tent and you go on their website, or you call them or you text them, they're gonna tell you specifically for you roof rack what length of bolts do you want. So anyway, they failed to do that, so I had to bring my Jeep, waste my time again, had to bring my Jeep back, so they replaced that. Then they did my Axel Truss, and they did my Axels, RCV Axels, and I drove from Phoenix to Prescott. I have another video on YouTube as well. We went to the AT Overland, and I was driving on a highway and then pulling into the overlanding show. I heard some ringing noise, but I kind of disregard that. I was like, it's probably something else inside the vehicle. But after the overlanding show, when everybody left and there was no noise outside, I rolled my window down and I tried to listen for that noise, and then I asked my wife to drive my Jeep, and I was like, man, this noise is coming from the front axle, and I just pulled my axle hub, and there what it is. I just discovered all the bolts, the axle nut, the nut that was holding the axle shaft was just completely loose on both sides. I went back to the HMC. I told them about that problem. They didn't even text me anything. They didn't even care about anything. And this is the second problem. And the third problem, when I got my rooftop tent installed on my brand new roof rack, they didn't even tighten my quick pitch shower cube, which is mounting to the side of the Bush company roof rack. They forgot to do that. I came back home and I was just touching all my hardware, and there you go, I found out that my shower cube wasn't tight. And I just don't understand what kind of mechanics are working at HMC Offroad. Are they sleeping, or are they in love, or are they thinking about something else, or the supervisors don't care about the job? How come you're pulling all my hardware apart? My Jeep was fine. I never had loose nuts from axle nuts, and you put everything together and everything is like a bloody hand tight, and after I drive 70 miles I hear weird noise. My steering wheel is like that. I came back to them, I start complaining about my steering wheel. They did alignment. They called me back. They was like, oh man, your Jeep is ready to go. I got my keys. I go in my Jeep. As soon as I roll out of the parking lot of the shop, I drive outside, and there you go, my steering wheel is like that. So right now my Jeep is undrivable. I'm driving right now my wife FJ Cruiser. My Jeep is in the shop right now, different shop, and I will never ever step in HMC Offroad. Those mechanics are terrible. I mean, if you guys wanna spend additional $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 and for repairs, because their mechanics can do a good job, go ahead. If you want to have problems with your vehicle, if you want to have brake parts, go ahead and deal with them. Otherwise, I would have never ever, I would not recommend you to go with HMC Offroad. They're just terrible. maybe the owner is nice as a person, I talk to him, but as a mechanic wise, they're stupid. I was a mechanic in the military. I was 91 Bravo and 5 years in the United States Army, and we had privates. Even as a private, like, I didn't knew nothing about mechanic job. I never had problems like that. But those guys, those mechanics, you working on bloody expensive vehicles and you put people lives in danger. This is really crazy, and I don't know, this, I hope whoever watches this video learns something. And before you research a shop, I don't know, like, you have to do homework, man, because those guys are bad. Don't just look outside and see like, oh yeah, they have really nice Jeeps outside and that they're gonna do a good job. If you go to HMC Offroad, whatever they did on your vehicle, get the torque wrench and check every single bolt and nut and everything they touch, because I guarantee you 100% that 50% of that stuff is loose, because their mechanics is just completely, I don't know, like, incapable of doing the job. That's my review. That's it. Peace out. Bye.
That just pops off.
My axle nut came out.
Just bouncing around.
Wow, everything is loose here. Not, you guys didn't tie anything. And I'm sitting here like in Prescott, so I drove here and I hear a very weird noise. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was just sitting like that.
Oh wow. So the guys work on my brakes and he didn't even tie the thing. I was driving like that.
You're lucky.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll get some tools out of the other.
How can I fucking go there?
What the fuck is going on now?
And with the baby right now. Ben, look, they didn't tie this. The whole thing is like flapping. They didn't tie those bolts at all. It's flapping here. And I don't know, like, what I'm looking at here, those bolts are pretty short. This thing is not even, like, the bolt didn't go all the way. I mean, it doesn't look like that. Looks like the bolt is not even all the way threaded. I mean, the nut is not all the way threaded to the bolt. I don't know. I think that's gonna be fine.